everyone, and welcome to Reinventing Tax Compliance, the AI boom and how to put it to work. My name is Jasmine O'Cutesy, and I'll be your host today. In this webinar, we'll explore how finance and tax leaders are moving from AI exploration to implementation, revealing insights from Avalara's State of Finance study on how AI is transforming compliance, e-invoicing, and risk management across global finance operations. Before we dive in, just a couple housekeeping items. Friendly reminder that Avalara cannot provide legal tax advice. The information we'll be discussing today is for informational purposes only. On your screen is our safe harbor policy. Please take a moment to review. We are recording today's event, so if you want to listen again or share it with a colleague, you'll receive the recording within 24 hours. The console you're looking at can be customized, so feel free to move or resize the windows. The additional resources section contains the slide deck and other related links relevant to today's discussion. We're offering 1 CPE credit for today's presentation. For those looking to receive CPE credit today, please note that we'll ask you to respond to 3 of our 4 poll questions. They'll pop up on your screen for a limited amount of time, so please make sure you are ready to answer when the question appears. You'll also need to attend the full 50-minute duration to qualify. Once you receive the CPE requirements, your certificate will be available to download in the Earn certification box on your screen. All right, let's meet today's presenters. We are joined by 2 Avalara experts. First, we have Visu Subramanian, Senior Vice President of Engineering. Visu, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Jasmine. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Visu Subramanian, and I lead, I'm an SVP of Engineering. I lead AI/ML and the content database for Avalara. And I'm looking forward to this discussion. A ton of stuff going on in AI across the entire world. And I'm looking forward to talk about what we're doing at Avalara.
Thank you, Visu. It's a pleasure to have you today. We are also joined by Naveen Agrawal, the Principal Product Manager. Naveen, please tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Naveen Agrawal. I have been with Avalara for more than 14 years. A lot of my work is around making the tax compliance automated within ERPs and accounting systems and within our users' workflows. And these days, I'm super passionate about using AI to enhance our product experiences and the overall workflow the companies deal with.
Thank you. Feel free to take it away for today's discussion.
All right. Super excited to see right now, I see more than 700 attendees. So that's definitely telling me that it's a very exciting as well as confusing topic. The topic is AI and State of Finance. Today's agenda covers, number 1, we'll be talking about the insights from a report, which is the result of a joint study conducted by Avalara and Hanover Research earlier this year. We'll be looking at the insights from the finance department leaders. And number 2, then we'll be deep diving in to the practice of tax compliance and automation and how it connects to the AI. And then we'll be showing things in action, how Avalara is bringing AI into the compliance journey. And then we will have enough time for Q&A. You can use the sidebar Q&A chat, as well as the questions will be curated and answered later as well. One of the things, the report we are going to talk about, even though we cover the insights here, you can read the full report and it's available in the resources section. All right, what we are talking about, the report. The report is Reinventing Finance and Tax, how leaders see AI and invoicing as agents of change, right? This is the report I mentioned briefly, coming out of the joint study between Avalara and Hanover Research. This report indicates 2 emerging trends among finance leaders, which is, number 1, AI is no longer optional, and then 2 is e-invoicing. As more and more countries and governments are introducing mandates, companies are becoming aware of the responsibility to start automating the invoicing process flow and start live reporting to governments. Next, let's take a look at the report and the survey we conducted, which covers the voices from global finance leaders. This survey was conducted with 345 professionals from tax, finance, and accounting functions. And as you can see on the screen that the participants were from Canada, Australia, United States, United Kingdom. So it truly is a global perspective here. The companies, you see more than about 50%, more than $1 billion in revenue, and then more than 1,000 plus employees. So it's definitely capturing enterprise and upper mid-market voice. All right, let's start talking about what does report signal. Number one, AI and automation are no longer optional. A majority of finance and tax teams surveyed clearly mentioned that they are using AI heavily for their day-to-day tasks and achieving efficiency and smarter decisions. Number two, technology investment surge. These finance leaders are prioritizing the investments in technology, especially AI and machine learning. And number three, while implementing these solutions and bringing these into their workflows, they're concerned about privacy and security. And I can personally talk about this even in Avalara. When we started implementing the AI tools, we were very concerned about the data privacy and security. So the key insights here are the AI is no longer optional. The automation has already been taken place in many finance departments, and other finance departments are investing in technology. While doing this, the compliance, privacy, and security remain their concern. And these three fundamentals will be our foundation for the key themes we'll be exploring next. Now, diving deep into the tax compliance specific function. So while we see a majority of our respondents said they're outsourcing or automating tax functions in some capacity or the other, it does clearly signal us that there are gaps in compliance journey, like manually managing exemption certificates. That's like more than 50% here. And then manually handling customs duties and tariffs. And with duties and tariffs, we have all seen that last 1 year has been a lot of developments and evolutions in the duties and tariffs that you cannot handle it manually. Then we see invoicing. So more and more countries are issuing mandates, including US doing some pilots. A majority of our participants said they're ready for these new mandates and government proclamations for invoicing. However, only 1/3 of them have global standardized process when it comes to sending their invoices live to the governments. And 64% of them are using digital auditing tools. But overall, it seems like it's a better answer from last year. If you compare that research studies patterns from 2024 to 2025, there's more awareness. However, there's lack of readiness. All right, time for our CPE question. I'll ask Jasmine to.
I'll chime in here. Thank you. Yeah, so this is our first CPE poll question. As a reminder, to qualify for CPE credits, you'll be answering 3 of the 4 questions. If you have any issues, feel free to let us know in the Q&A chat box, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. So the question is, which area of finance and tax operations do you believe benefits the most from AI adoption? Is it A, efficiency and process automation, B, decision-making and analytics, C, compliance and risk management, or D, cost reduction and scalability? I'll give you all a minute to answer. And it does show up as a separate pop-up window, and so if you don't see it, just feel free to move around some of those windows on your screen. Give you all a couple more seconds. All right, and then here are the results. All right, so how are we feeling, Naveen, about these answers?
I think it truly corresponds to the study. Yeah, it truly corresponds to the study results. So next I'll be talking about our study results. Yeah, so like we saw in the poll results, that 66% is about efficiency and process automation. That is reflected in our study results as well, that participants perceive the benefits of AI adoption mostly in efficiency. decision-making accuracy. But one of the very interesting thing emerging out of the study is that the efficiency here does not mean the employee dissatisfaction. On the contrary, we saw from the poll and survey that increased efficiency is improving the engagement of employees and employee satisfaction. And then it allows them to scale actually their operations, and they can do more with less. So that's an emerging trend that out of the emerging increased efficiency and scalability, we see that employee engagement and satisfaction is also increasing as the result of automating and bringing AI into workplace.
And I'll add that it's also mirroring sort of broader industry trends across multiple industries. These same themes seems to be coming, and this is certainly true in Avalara too. We're looking at it very similarly.
Time for another CP question.
So the second question that we have for all of you today is, how significant do you think AI will be in transforming tax compliance over the next 3 years? Is it A, game-changing? It will redefine the processes. Is it B, moderate? It will streamline select tasks. C, limited, mostly incremental improvements. Or D, minimal, not expecting major changes. I'm going to repeat this question here because I'm not sure if the formatting is coming across well or not. The question is, how significant do you think AI will be in transforming tax compliance over the next 3 years? Is it A, game-changing, B, moderate, C, limited, or D, minimal? Give it a couple more seconds before we release the results. All right, here we go. Kind of scattered across the board, right? How are we feeling about these results here?
I think it goes very much with our intuition of how things are changing, and it's great to see that a lot of people feel about the same way. We definitely think it's going to have a big impact, and this one represents that.
Yeah, I mean, the redefining of the processes in favor of efficiency and scalability is the trend we are seeing industry-wide, and that's what it reflects to.
All right, so this is exciting, right? Coming right off the poll results, because one of the things we look at AI and we look at the things that we do in compliance, we see a lot of opportunity that changes in how we do compliance. We've been a company it was set up to help automate a lot of the compliance task and work, so that compliance work is made easy, whether it's calculation, whether it's doing research, whether it's filing returns and so on. And now when we see what's happening around us in AI, we look at that and say it can change a lot of the ways how we ourselves think about our products. And that's what I want to really focus on. And I'm going to make an assumption that everybody here is using ChatGPT or Claude. So you know how large language models are being used to do research, to explore things, but they're all general purpose tools. And what we do in Avalara is we are doing specific tools to do calculations, specific tools to do research, specific tools to do returns. And then we look at that and say, well, how does AI make this better? How does AI make this easier for our customers and partners to use? And we have this conversation of how we think about this. We talk about as agentic tax and compliance. So the question really is, what is agent and what is agentic tax and compliance? So one of the things that's happening in the world of technology and world of AI is this thing called AI agents. And what AI agents are they're intelligent software programs, and that can be given a certain task for it to do. And it has access to AI. And primarily when I say AI, most of the time it's large language models. Now you have an agent that has access to large language models given a task. And there are many other agents that can be put in place that also have access to LLM, but has a different goal. Now to accomplish this given task, how the way we look at it is, let's say you want to file a return. All you have to do is ask for what you want to do. You want to file a return, you want to do some analysis. And from then onwards, we look at our software. The way it should operate is what we call as agentic experience. It will take that request, talk to other AI agents we have in play, and together they will solve the task. And the difference is this: in the traditional software world of things, where today's experience would be is you have to go to a software, click a lot of buttons, do a lot of things. You have to do a lot of work. In this case, the way we envision is here, the software does the work for you. You have to ask for what you need, and it will figure out what all the things that it needs to bring in place dynamically to go solve your problem. And that's how we look at how tax compliance automation is going to evolve. And you're going to see this word agents and AI agents start to pop up in a lot of things that you're going to be working on outside of tax compliance. Outside, whether you work in ChatGPT and Google, you'll start to see this word AI agents come into play. And that's the shift that's happening in technology on how to bring these agents to solve compliance problems. And you'll see, in a few moments when we start showing you through demos how this makes the experience very seamless. You get the information you want at the place that you are in, and the task is completed wherever you are at using our agents. And across our compliance portfolio, you're going to see a lot of agents in play, and that's going to make this better. So the next question is, well, how do we look at these agents? We have a portfolio of products. We have a portfolio of products that operate in the compliance space. In each of these plays, we think there is an opportunity to provide an agentic experience where a user of our product comes in with a particular problem that they want to solve, and then within our product agentic experience, it will fan out to what it needs to bring in all the different capabilities that it needs to solve that particular problem. And we're going to move away from where you're going to click a lot of these things and try to find different information and do all the work yourself. We're going to let the agent do the work for you. Or in other words, the software does the work for you. There's this tagline we call, have your agent call our agent. What that really means is that beyond users experiencing and what we call an agentic experience, software themselves will talk to each other. Agents from other partners will talk to systems in Avalara in this thing called agent-to-agent communication. So you're going to see that also transform quite a bit in the industry. You may not see it if you as a user, that's what's happening, but behind the scenes, all these intelligence agents will be aware of each other and will know how to talk to another intelligent agent to solve a particular problem. If this was all in compliance, to just make it very easy to understand, it's the difference between if you have to book a trip today, you have to do a lot of things. You have to figure out where do you want to go. You have to figure out the hotels you want to stay, the activities you want to do, the airlines you want to book, and a variety of things that make a full trip possible, a vacation. For that, you have to do a lot of work. Wouldn't it be great if you just tell an agent or a system to say, this is what I want to do all the research, put it all together, put an itinerary, here's all the constraints, here's all the preferences that I have, go do it. That's an agentic experience. And you're going to see a lot of that agentic experience in compliance. And that's how we look at the future and say, how do we make it so easy that the task is done, but throughout the task, you also know how it's done, and we have validation that will show you as to how that's accurate and all the tracing on all the activities that's done. And in between all these steps will be human in the loop. So we don't envision where the agent goes and does a lot of work and then nobody else knows what happens. The human in the loop is the way to validate the steps along the way and take inputs from experts along the way. And you'll see that in some of our examples. So one of the things that comes up, and it came up in the survey too, is what are the concerns when you use AI? And to address that, we operate under this framework called the Responsible AI Framework. We are looking at to make sure that the AI is fair. It does not have bias introduced into it when it tries to answer questions. And Naveen talked about privacy. content and information that you provide and we use are kept in trusted areas, and the privacy is protected, the safety around it. And then we also ask our AI to explain things as it does the work, and so that we can look at how the AI thought about some process. We have what's called accountability. We have human in the loop across all our product suite and how we develop our products. We have years and years of expertise in compliance, and we want to make sure that that expertise is in our products. So we have human in the loop making sure that that is taken care of. Everything around integrity and security of the software, all of those things are part of how we use AI, and that's a key part of how we make AI trustable and make sure that we are keeping an eye on it, and we have a way to validate the results, and we have a way to trace how AI operates. And you'll see that also in some of our examples that you see. So I want to just set the stage to say AI, as you know, started with ChatGPT and so on, and now it's transforming to something called agentic experience, which is how we look at compliance in the future. So with that, what I'd like to do is to move on to show you some demos to bring this concept in life. So let's start with the first one. The first one is Avalara for tax research. So if you know of a product called Avalara for tax research, you can come to that product and ask your tax-related questions, and you can do your tax research, ask about taxability, and so on. And so what we did is we put this AI intelligent tax research assistant on top of it. And today you can go there and ask the question, and you can have this conversation, and it'll answer your questions around tax research. And it is based on authoritative sources. It's based on authoritative sources that our experts pull together. And you can, and that's how you can figure out that the answers given can be traced back to the truth, the source of truth for that. So let's roll that video, and let's see how that works.
If researching tax rules across different states feels overwhelming, you're not alone. What's exempt in one state could be taxable in the next, and the rules are always shifting. But what if getting answers was as simple as asking a question? Meet Avi for tax research, the AI-powered assistant trained on Avalara's trusted tax content, your source for tax rules, guidance, and jurisdiction-specific answers. Just ask, and Avi gets right to work, delivering clear, reliable answers from Avalara's extensive research library. Every response includes authoritative citations, so you can verify, share, and move forward with confidence. Clicking a tax answer citation reveals a clear answer, a detailed explanation, and additional features like history, compare, and ask a tax expert. And because Avi remembers the context of your conversation, you can keep exploring without starting over. Avi helps you stay informed, reduce audit risk, and simplify tax research, all with less effort. To learn more, visit avalara.com/.
All right, so it's one of the...
Welcome to AI-powered reports. There are so many exciting new ways to interact with your data. But for those used to the legacy experience...
your tax and compliance agent. An AI experience built in collaboration with NetSuite to execute workflows with speed and accuracy, enabled by Avalara's MCP servers. Together, we're giving NetSuite customers a natural language way to help stay compliant, right where work happens. From install to configuration, Avi helps automate onboarding. Avi reads your subsidiaries and locations, sets company details, and auto-configures Nexus for your headquarters and every site. Avi classifies your items with Avalara's item classification engine and recommends taxability mappings. Apply automatically or review and confirm. Exemption certificates, scanned and updated. Avi surfaces what matters, from upcoming tax holidays, expiring certificates, to emerging Nexus risk, and provides guidance to stay compliant right within NetSuite. On any invoice, click Explain Tax Calculation, and Avi will explain the calculation with jurisdiction rules, Nexus, and exemptions in plain language and full transparency. This is Avi, your tax and compliance agent for NetSuite, built securely on Oracle Cloud infrastructure.
All right. There was a video that you saw earlier, but that's let's get back to this one, and then you've already seen a preview of the next video. So in Avalara Tax Research, what you just saw is based on our curated content from our subject matter experts. And the reason that's very important is you've heard about hallucination and so on. That is not a problem because every answer that we give is based on our authoritative research from our subject matter experts, which we think is very, very important in the area of compliance. All right, with that, you've already seen a preview of the reporting video. I'll hand it to Naveen. Go ahead, Naveen.
Yeah, so covering the reporting one. So in the reporting dashboard, you see a number of things like you are, coming for the liability reports month over month. And here we provide you a great way in natural language, researching those reports and being able to reconcile them instantly with your accounting and ERP systems, right? What values is that you can get to that information which you want, and you can tally it with your accounting systems, right? So that was the vision while bringing the AI into the reporting and dashboards. And I got the question that we're not seeing it in our account. We have seen a demo. It is getting rolled out as we are speaking in batches to our customer accounts. And if you don't see it within a month or so, please reach out to your customer account manager. That's about reporting. I can also talk about the NetSuite one, the ERP one we did.
Welcome to AI-powered reports. There are so many exciting new ways to interact with your data. But for those used to the legacy experience, don't worry. You can still quickly access your recently used, favorited, and recommended reports. And the View All Reports option will take you back to the report interface you're familiar with. Now let's explore the new features, starting with the AI-powered agent. Gone are the days of running multiple reports just to get the answers you need. Instead, just tell the AI agent what you're looking for, and it will automatically generate the query and build the report for you. You'll also see key insights about your data. You can also use the chat to help you find useful reports. For example, you might ask which reports are useful during an audit. To help the agent find the most relevant answer, you can specify that you're looking for reports. The agent will return a list of relevant reports. For each one, it gives a description and information about how to use the report during an audit. The agent also provided overall audit strategy recommendations. Let's go a little deeper. You can ask the agent to review your data and look for areas of audit risk. In this example, it found several areas of high risk, some areas of medium and low risk, and gave recommended action items. Next, let's take a look at the AI dashboards. Select the dashboard you want to view. The dashboard contains visualizations, an AI-generated summary, and detailed table views. If you have questions, ask the dashboard AI assistant. You can ask the assistant anything about the current dashboard. It will review the dashboard and provide simple, clear answers. Let's take a closer look at the content in the dashboard. You can quickly drill down into the data, making it easy to find the information you need. If desired, you can download a copy of this report. You can also download a copy of the views on the main dashboard screen. To change which data is included in the dashboard, use the filters at the top. For example, you can filter by a specific company. The dashboard automatically updates every time you add a filter. In addition to adding filters, you can also add additional fields to the dashboard. If you create a set of filters that you know you're going to use again, save them for easy access. To return to the main reports page, go to Reports Overview. We hope these AI-powered reports make it easier than ever to find the information you need.
All right. That was about the reporting. And then what we are looking at now is agentic compliance at every touch point. Like Visu spoke about the agents, and those agents would be available in every surface where the work matters, right? So think about browsers. A lot of us spend a lot of time doing a number of tasks in internet browsers, and we have a plugin which brings Avi agent into the browser, guides you through the installation of our connectors and ERPs, and answers your questions about configuring the Avalara's products correctly. Then number two, we have Avi in Outlook. Um, Believe it or not, Outlook still remains the number one interface and communication in our professional settings. So any invoices you are receiving from your vendors, right there in Outlook, you could run our Avi agent, and it helps you understand your compliance button there itself, like if your vendor has charged you correct sales tax or not, and then flowing it through the e-invoicing and reporting systems. Number three, Avalara's NetSuite Suite app, and NetSuite, for an example, is here. We will be doing similar things in all other ERP systems and accounting systems. And you saw the demo. Avi agent live within ERP helps you onboard, set you up correctly on Avalara's products and services. It provides you contextual guidance right on your invoice, like why was this tax calculated? Why was your customer not exempted? And then number three, it also brings proactive intelligence to you, like tax holidays coming, or if a customer has an exemption certificate expiring. So with that, we think, Avi as an agent does a great job being available close to your workflows on surfaces where you work. All right, take it away, Jasmine, for next CPE poll question.
Thank you. Okay, so we are on to our third poll question today. You should see it pop up on your screen. The question is, how would you describe your company's approach to adopting AI and automation in finance and tax functions? Is it A, fully implemented, AI essential to operations? Is it B, in progress, pilot programs are on the way? C, exploring, we're evaluating tools and vendors, or D, minimal, not currently strategic priority? Give you all a minute to answer. Again, the question is, how would you describe your company's approach to adopting AI and automation in finance and tax functions? We'll just give it a little bit more time for the audience to answer. And as mentioned before, if you don't see it on your screen, there might be just like another piece of the console right on top of it. And so feel free to move things around just to make sure you can see. And I'll go ahead and view the results. All right, go ahead and take it away.
If you can go back to the results, Jasmine, that was pretty interesting result too. Especially in the compliance area, there's a lot to check and a lot to make sure that things are built the right way. So I'm not surprised by this. But being in progress and exploring is the right place to be. There's a lot that's getting better in AI that's going to be very useful in the space, and so this makes a lot of sense that it's where it is. But the space is changing, and it's been changing fast. And if you look at what's happening in AI across the board, even for the things that we're working on, the speed of change is very, very fast, never seen before. And we definitely think these projects will start to become more and more real in the upcoming year. Okay, so we've talked about this particular one. So this is what's going to come in Avalara's future, and we're here to help. And there's various ways that you will start to experience how AI and agentic AI is going to be showing in our products and how you can experience. I've already seen some questions about how to use it, how to partner. So I'm looking forward to answer these questions. I'm sure there's a ton of different questions that come when you think about AI and agentic experience, and I'm looking forward to that. Next slide.
Cool question. Just to give you all an opportunity to speak with an Avalara sales representative. And so, Visu, if you wanted to talk a little bit about this on maybe why they should reach out and click that yes button so that we can reach out.
Yeah, so this is a space where it is changing and a huge opportunity for everyone. And our role in Avalara is to figure out how to make this accessible and available to everybody that's working with us, and you get the benefits of the latest and greatest AI that's going on, but with the trust and care that we understand, the care that we put to understand how compliance works. So it's very important for us that everything that we put outside and put outside for everybody's use comes with the trust that we provide with our products. And so when we look at AI, we keep that in mind. That is foremost for us to say, we use AI to help, but it has to come with the trust that we are doing it the right way. It is not a general purpose tool like ChatGPT, because it can hallucinate, it can give you different answers. In our case, the way we look at it is the answers has to be right. It's not an option. So how do we bring in AI to make sure that actually happens? And that is our primary goal. And we're looking for both inputs and partnership as we go along this journey. And I think we will bring the best products out by using AI the right way. Cool.
Perfect. And we have questions from the audience today. And so one of the first questions here is, what if I don't have the staff to do this internally? Is there an outsourced option? So Visu, I don't know if you want to take this, or Naveen, but that's one question from the audience today. And again, okay. What if I don't have the staff to do this internally? Is there an outsourced option?
Yeah, I assume what you're saying is how can I use AI in my area if I don't have the staff to do that? You certainly can get partners that'll help you through it. You certainly can, in terms of using our products directly for compliance, you don't have to do anything other than just work with us, and we'll figure out how to get that tool and get the service for you to use. But internally, if you're trying to use AI and you don't have the skills for it, or you don't have the staff for it, yes, and a way to get a partner to help you do that is probably the right way to do this, unless you hire and get people for it. It takes time to do that. Either you have to make a full commitment towards it, but if you want to get something quickly started, a partner that you can outsource to help will get you started sooner.
Wonderful, thank you. And yeah, at this point, I encourage everybody to start putting in their questions in that Q&A box. But I'm sorry, Naveen, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to take question number 2, which is right after the question 1, and the same tone. What if I don't know what I need, or if I'm compliant? Are there research and/or audit services available? Like Visu said, yes. You have both Avalara as well as Avalara's partners helping you in that research and audit services to understand what you are missing in compliance journey and which Avalara product or services can help you. Avalara does provide that service as well as Avalara's partners. And then I see some questions in the Q&A. Is the NetSuite Avalara AI tool currently available? We just showcased that in NetSuite's AI Fest Suite World 2 weeks ago in Vegas. That's going to be available with NetSuite's 2026.1 release, which is around February, March timeframe.
I can
another one.
I can pick another one here. So presently using Avalara, is the AI already in the present software, or are there additional charges? So I'll give you an example of the Avalara Tax Research. If you're using Avalara Tax Research today, you already will have access to it. I think if you're a new customer for Avalara Tax Research, I think it's as part of your subscription when you sign up the subscription. And I don't know exactly how it's line itemed, but if you're already having Avalara Tax Research as a customer, you already have access to it. So many of the ones that we are putting in right now will be there, and new customers will need to add it up to their line item. Naveen, if you want to take another one while I'm looking at one of the questions here.
Yeah, I do see, do we have RV-related trainings available to understand the uses? A lot of those resources are becoming available on Avalara University, as well as Knowledge Center. So yes, we do have trainings coming up for RV. Another question I see, does Avalara have pre-built integration with Workday? Yes, we do have an integration available for Workday.
And I'll take one more here. The question is, as AI becomes more embedded in tax compliance, how should organizations, that just went away. How should organizations address issues around data governance, model transparency, and auditability? That is a great question. And I'll give you using the example of Avalara Tax Research itself. So when you and this is the same model can apply in anything that you're building or you're using. When you're asking questions to the RV assistant in Avalara Tax Research, we have traceability on everything. So we can say, how did the AI actually provide the answer? What resources did it actually pick to answer the question? So you have what I would call it as the thinking behind the AI also called out. So that way, what you might also say that's the explainability of how it got to the answer. The other thing we do is something called grounding. In other words, we specifically will tell an AI not to answer questions outside of the resources it's provided to. So in that way, it does not go to the web and do some random searches to find some answers, or it does not make up answers, to also called hallucination. We are very specific in saying this is the way we do it. So we know what content we provide for the AI to use. We are able to trace how it uses that content. We're also able to explain how it came to the answer, and then we'll also make sure that the answer is only coming from the sources it's given to. So if you have some kind of practice that way, then you can be more confident about your AI results.
Yeah, another one I see is how is RV updated for changes in sales tax regulations. So the answer to that is Avalara has its own extensive research department for jurisdiction-specific guidelines and laws, and they are constantly researching it, updating it nightly, and working with jurisdictions as well to make sure that we stay in compliance.
Yeah, and that's very important for pretty much across our entire product suite. We have a research department that are subject matter experts in all the compliance areas that we operate in, and it is our role to keep our content updated and accurate, and so that all the products are reflecting everything accurately on time. And the same thing is being used to train our AI RV agent. And so the agent has the same information that we use for the rest of the products. There's a question about reporting itself. So yeah, it says, you mentioned AI in research, but what about compliance reporting example? Is that already in our pre-existing programs? I assume that is not the case. You may want to talk to your account manager to see when and how that can be enabled, but I don't think it's automatic. Naveen, do you know anything different on that?
What was that, Visu?
About reporting, how reporting is going to be made available?
Yeah, I was exactly answering that question on chat. So is the reporting AI available in our accounts? Yes, it is rolling out as we speak in batches to customer accounts. And that's where I said earlier, if you don't see it in a month or so, check back with us, your customer account manager. It's getting rolled out in your accounts. There's no extra offering for this. There's no extra charge. If you already have an Avatex account, you will see that.
There's another question here. When you mentioned it might be a good idea to have an agent to help with understanding our needs and setup, are you referring to a third-party agent or an Avalara agent? If you're an Avalara partner looking to integrate with our AI agents, you can talk to us. We can partner with you on it. If you are looking to identify, are there agentic use cases in your own world of things, you want to talk to some other third-party technology partner or so on to help you figure those needs. But if you're looking to figure out how to integrate with our agents, then you can talk directly to our teams. There's a question about, would customers that have Avatax or Avatax VAT reporting need to pay a new license for tax AI research? That is true. You need to have a subscription to the Avalara tax research in order to get tax research answers, and you can add it as part of your subscription. All right, I'm going to look at a few more questions. There are multitudes of questions, so I'm just trying to go through all of them as quick as possible. Let me just look at one more thing here. Oh.
I see one, Visu. I can take that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you covering the global e-invoicing mandates or only select countries? We're covering the global e-invoicing mandates.
Yeah. The question here, do we have to talk to a sales rep if you already use Avalara for reporting AI for sales tax? The reporting AI, yes, I believe you need to talk to at least your account manager so you'll know how you can get that access on the reporting tool. For Avalara tax research, you should talk to your sales representative. Going down, is there documentation for the current AI being used currently in Avalara? If you mean technical documentation, we don't put it out there publicly in terms of what kind of AI or where AI is used in our products. You should be able to find that out on our website or in our knowledge center. Some of that is there in that. If it's not there, feel free to ask us, and we can help you with that. There's another question here. Our firm is interested in a tool that can assist with income tax for states, not sales tax nexus, and we've not been able to find a tool that can assist with this and find ourselves going back to traditional things as CCA smart charts. Are we able to assist at the moment? The answer to that is at the moment, no, but we know that that gap exists. And so we're starting to think about that. Hopefully we'll have a better answer for you. Right now, that's not the case, but we do know that there is a gap that way, and many of our customers have actually recently brought this up to us, and we're thinking about that. Okay, so the question this is a great question. What security measures have you implemented in your agentic architecture? How do you ensure data protection, access controls, and audit trails? These are the requirements around data protection, access controls, audit trails. They are requirements for our agentic architecture to comply with. So we have this, first of all, these are requirements. So we make those as requirements for our systems. Second is when we have things like architecture review and architecture review boards and so on, security reviews. We go through, when we build our solutions, we go through all these reviews and make sure that these things are addressed. That is the way we try to make sure that we have considered all of those things. We do have audit trails. We do have the security measures to be taken. all of those things are checked when we do our architecture review, when we do our security review. And these are things that we consider as part of our software development lifecycle. Let's go down to a few more. All product integrations will have the same functions with Avi? That's a question. So do all product integrations will have the same functions with Avi? What you'll see is various products in Avalara. You will start seeing Avi available within the product, and you will be able to do a lot of things within the product that you can start interacting with Avi. You will definitely see that some of it is already here, some of it is coming soon, but you will start to see that. But if you're a partner, then you can start to programmatically also integrate with our Avi with the various products, and you will also start those things show up where you can integrate with us programmatically. If you're a user, you're going to see Avi in a lot of our products directly. That as a user you can interact with. If you're a partner, you can interact with it programmatically too.
There's a question, is tax research separate from Avatex subscription? Yes, the Avalara tax research is a separate product than Avatax.
Okay, there's a question around, I just saw it in Colorado.
Yeah,
okay,
it says,
so there's a really good
law.
question here. Many AI tools promote efficiency, but as finance leaders, we're accountable for ROI. What metrics or benchmarks have you seen CFOs use successfully to measure the tangible financial impact of AI-driven tax automation? That's a great question. So in every work that we do internally with AI, we start first thinking about what is the KPI that we want to measure, and is that a very reliable way to measure that KPI? And then we start to follow that and see if we have truly spent less time on some task that prior to this, we used to take more time before. So it's very, very important to identify those. It's very important to identify the benchmark for this or the baseline for this, because once you have the baseline and once you have a way to track this, then you can actually show that time has been saved. We work on it quite a bit because the baseline is important. Many times, baseline is not easily available, so we have to establish that. Once established, then we have to do instrumentation in the current process so that we can measure if it's starting to get better because we're using AI for efficiency. You have to instrument it before you can see the ROI, and in order to instrument it, you need to understand what KPI actually matters for the ROI. So it's a great question. Almost everywhere people are asking that, but it starts with deciding how do you measure your ROI, what key performance indicators you need, and then instrument the current process to track that. Let's see. I'm looking at the same question here. Can we request to get an AI report earlier than 1 month? Not sure I understand the question. I'm happy to take it and figure out what does that mean when you want earlier than 1 month. But please, if you have your account manager you're working with, let them know, please.
I see a question, are your solutions available in SAP S/4HANA? Yes, our solution is available in SAP S/4HANA. We have a standard integration in SAP S/4HANA.
That for Q&A. If we didn't get to your question, no worries. We'll be sure to follow up afterwards. Now that we are at the conclusion of the webinar, you should be able to view your certificate if you've been on for at least 50 minutes. And so if you join at the top of the hour, you should be able to see that in that section of the console. Your certificate will also be available in the post-event email that you'll receive within the next 24 hours, which will also include the on-demand recording, the slide deck, additional resources, and how to register for our upcoming webinars as well. So thank you for our presenters for joining today, and to our audience. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.